The Asetek Forte Pedals are not what I expected. And yes, that has to do with the load cell brake that isn't like anything I've ever seen before in a load cell powered pedal set. And with that, welcome back to Overtake.gg and another episode of Joe's Hardware Corner. And today I have the Asetek Forte Pedals for you guys, which I got sent over from Asetek for review purposes. $500 priced pedals aimed at advanced sim racers that want a load cell brake without falling back to the €100 cheaper Fanatec V3s. They come with a brake pedal that can withstand up to 180 kilograms of braking force and are designed to mimic hydraulic systems while using a load cell. I've been running the Asetek Forte Pedals for 4 weeks now as a daily driver, and today it's finally time to cast my verdict to see if those pedals are worth your money. Definitely worth it is giving this video a like if you like the review, and don't forget to get subscribed and ring the bell for mobile notifications so you won't miss any new episodes of Joe's Hardware Corner. Okay, let's start with a look into the box. Pedals mounted to a base, a USB-C to USB-A cable to connect to your PC and not console, and some tools and rubber inserts to fine-tune your braking experience. So far so standard, and build quality wise the Asetek Forte are really premium. The base is built from 100% all black aluminum and is robust and sturdy and will hold you probably for a long time. All in all, the design of the pedals is smart, with orange and black color coding to let the consumer know where to turn, press or screw, and swapping the different rubber inserts from soft to hard or the other way around is really as easy as it gets. But there's an elephant in the room, at least for me, and that's the adjustability. The pedals are fixed on the pedal base and can't be customized in their left and right spacing. I think that the space between the brake and the accelerator is sufficient, but if you might have super large feet or are searching for custom spaces to heel and toe better, you're limited to the pedal plates that can be adjusted slightly. I for my part have super large feet, 46 or 11 for our UK and US audience, and I didn't have any problems. But this might be different for you, especially if you like to have a go in those. Asetek also sent me their sim racing boots to test out along with the Forte pedals, and after my time with the pedal set, I definitely understand why they did that. You see the Asetek leathering here and the horizontal stripes, they are also made out of metal and they stick out a bit. And I have to say, this is really uncomfortable when driving with socks, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, you can fall back to the Asetek sim racing boots. They are also of the highest quality and I have to say they're super comfortable to wear. But as I'm a socks racer, this unfortunately wasn't the perfect solution either. And I hate to say it, but the struts are a deal breaker for me. If you're thinking about getting the Forte pedals as a socks driver, test them at a friend's house or wherever you get your hands on them. It's not like the stripes will tear your foot apart or anything like that, but if you're playing longer hours, the stripes will press against your heel and will cause you some pain in the long run. Next, we can talk about the software, the Race Hub. A super simple piece of software, but it does what it's supposed to do. You can calibrate the pedals, adjust the LED strip on the front side of the pedal base, and customize the pedal mapping so you can further adjust the braking sensation to your liking. Good stuff there, if it works. I sadly had some connection issues over the 4 weeks I was testing the Forte pedals, where sometimes my PC wouldn't just recognize them at all, and at other times they would just turn off in the middle of an endurance race, which was painful. I must emphasize that this might only be my unit or is in correlation with me having built a new PC just recently. Either way, the connection problem was there, so I'm asking you guys, if you do have the Forte pedals, help a sim racer out and share your thoughts and experiences with the Forte pedals in the comments down below, so that people that are interested in buying those pedals get a second opinion. But let's get to the most important question: how is it to drive with them? And why is the brake pedal maybe not what you expect from a load cell brake? First of all, I think driving wise the Asetek Forte pedals count among the best you can buy at this price point. In particular, the accelerator has a perfect stiffness to it that, paired with the mapping options in the software, guarantees a smooth, throttle application that will make your corner exits as easygoing as possible. And on the left hand side, you have your super robust brake. 180 kilograms are not what I can bench press by any means, but if you get the hardest rubber insert and adjust this bolt to its stiffest setting, you can expect the brake to feel like you're slamming yourself against a wall. And as expected, the resolution of the load cell is really high, which makes softening the pedal not less accurate than having a stiff setting. Although, even if you select the softest rubber available, there isn't a lot of pedal travel. So if you're looking for that, the Asetek Forte won't give you much playing room, which might be a problem if you're looking at heel and toeing. Instead, however, you can set a pre-travel, which is to simulate the pedal travel until the brake disc is reached. A two-stage system that surely many of you will enjoy and helps a bit with trailing the brake. So, I set the brake to my liking and I drove with it. I drove a lot. Like I said, 4 weeks of only driving with this brake. And in the beginning, I struggled. I struggled hard with the brake. It took me quite some time to adjust myself and to hit the right amount of braking force needed to not lock up constantly. And the other hurdle was to have a smooth off-brake application. Lifting off the pedal and trailing into a turn has proven to be really difficult for me. And although I adjusted for the initial hit with some time, the feeling of full control over the lift-off never came. And I was asking myself, is that just me? Which is when I stumbled across this review of a good friend of ours here on the channel, Dan Suzuki. He's a trained engineer, he knows his way around sim racing equipment quite well, and he explained why this set of pedals was just something completely different. Because this brake is closer to a Hall sensor's or potentiometer sensor's way of measuring compared to a regular load cell, while still using a load cell, which is just bonkers to me, but let me explain. You see on the inside of the so-called MLCPC or mechanical load cell powered cylinder is quite a weak load cell that gets activated when this spring is pressing down on it. And the spring is compressed by the travel of the pedal, which conversely means that this brake is not actually measuring the amount of force on the pedal blade, but rather how far the spring is compressed, or in other words, the pedal travel, which is how Hall sensors or potentiometer sensors work on cheaper pedal sets, only with the difference that dust won't affect the load cell and that it's more reliable and more durable. And of course the resolution is much higher. But it also means that trail braking is not as linear as it should be, as the travel distance of the pedal is now taken into account instead of only the amount of force. And otherwise, the brake is just fine. The resolution is superb, you feel like you're in full control, plus how this thing is built will guarantee a long life expectancy. And I think that makes for a good product. That only maybe is a bit misleading in its marketing. So yeah, here we have it. The Asetek Forte are a good piece of hardware. Sturdy, robust, good looking and overall a treat to drive with. But although it makes me sad, it just didn't click. They're not really designed for driving with socks. I had some connectivity issues and the brake technology, while being smart, made me more inaccurate like my last pedal set did from new simulation. But yeah, I think these pedals are a good choice, especially because you can also upgrade to the hydraulic Invicta brake later, as Asetek states on their homepage. I'm definitely looking forward to see how the Invicta drive, if I can get my hands on them of course, in the future. And I'm also looking forward on how Asetek will do with their march forward on the wheel market. Because let's be honest, competition is good for the business and I already have the feeling that something special is being created here by the Danes, which is made by real sim racers. What are your thoughts on the Asetek Forte? Did you have a chance to try them already? Or do you have the Asetek Invicta pedals? Are you satisfied with them? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you are also thinking about upgrading your wheelbase, maybe have a look at a MOZA R9, a superb, cheap, direct drive I'm currently using. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in and see you next time around. Cheers!